Hello everybody, this is Dimitris Kyriakou, and this is a tutorial on creating short answer type of questions and essay type of questions. In my previous tutorial, I stopped at the completion of matching and missing words type of questions. So for this one, I'm going to shift first to my second category, part B questions that I have created and demonstrated in a previous tutorial. So part B questions, right, you can also find it if you are in categories. Right, you can just click on part B questions and then shift to questions tab. Therefore, you have it right there. You can see that it's empty. Therefore, I'm going to go and create a new question about it. So this time I'm going to be using a short answer type of question. So click that and then add. The question name is the first thing that is required, but it's not important with regards to what the students see. They are not going to see this question name. What they will see is the question text. So in this case, I want to demonstrate short answers. We're requesting a word, a phrase, a sentence maximum. It's not for elaboration. If you need elaboration, then you probably it's better to use an essay type of question, which I'm going to demonstrate later on. So in this case, I want to show you what could be a problem, how to address it with multiple correct answers in this type of question. So, for example, if I say, what country has this flag? And then I'm going to be using the insert image to add the flag of Italy. So again, this is description needs to be clicked not necessary in order to let you add it. If you just click save, it says you must include a description, or just point out that it's not necessary. Just check that out. We say save message, so the answer is only one. Yeah, so they have to say it's Italy. So if I come down and say I'm going to give them 2 marks for it, and the answer is Italy. That is 100% of the mark. Now, the first problem, first concern is that what if students type that with small letters? What if they type the answer in capital letters? Should we give them the marks or not? Depending on the course, you decide. But if you want to ignore capitals or small case letters, just leave that on. No case is unimportant. If it matters for you if it's in capital letters or not, for example, in programming, we do care. When they're typing their code in, we do care if it's a capital letter or not. So in this case, you switch to that. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it as no, so they can use it capital letters, lowercase letters, they're going to get 100%. And there's only one answer. Therefore, I'm going to ignore answer 2 and 3, and answer 2 and 3. I don't need any more additional ones. Multiple tries, this needs to be set to 0, which is the penalty for each incorrect try. We have been informed by UC, by the university, so no penalty should be awarded for incorrect attempts. Nothing to do here, just click Save Changes, and you can see that the question has been added under Part B questions category, and it has 1 question in the brackets. All right, let's go and see it. We can preview it by clicking this button here. And because it's a new pop-up box, you can't see the screen, so let me share that screen for you. It should come up. There you have it. So which country has this flag, and you have to type the answer there. Get a text box, all right? Students need to type the answer there, lowercase, capital case, they're getting the points. Any misspelling of the word, they're getting 0 points, but when we mark the exams, we're going to go through the answers, and it's up to us if we want to give part of the point. So it's marked out of 2. If, for example, say Italy, you may want to give 1 mark. I don't know. It depends on the instructor. Now, there's no enter here, right? They cannot create new lines. They have to give a short answer. All right. So what if there is the case where we have multiple answers, multiple correct answers, not the same word, different words? How do we address that? So let's go back to my test. There you have it. And I'm going to create a new one, create a new question. Again, short answer. This is my question B2. I'll use the same one. Which country has this flag? And I'm going to be adding the flag of Great Britain, which in this case, there are multiple acceptable answers. So let's see. Description not necessary, needs to be checked. Click Save Image is been added. So I'm going to give them again 2 marks for it. So now, again, case is unimportant, therefore capital letters, lowercase, I'm not marking that. I'm not concerned with that. But I'm concerned if the students say this is Great Britain. I'll give them 100% of the marks. But if they just say Britain, you may also want to give them 100% of the marks. They may say UK, so you may also want to get 100% of the marks. That's up to everybody. I need 3 more, so I'm going to click. I don't have any other, but I do want to continue providing answers. Therefore, blanks for 3 more answers. Click that. This is refreshed, unfortunately, and you have to scroll down to where you were. Answer 4, what if they say United Kingdom? Right, so they also get the marks. What if they say England? You may want to give them half the marks because England has a different flag. So it depends on you, but this is the case where different words, phrases get full marks. This is how you provide them. And this is how you set capital letters, lowercase, do not play a role. If it does play a role, switch it to that. Multiple tries needs to be eliminating the penalty. As with every question, save changes. So it's going to be similar to the previous one. Let me preview it and share my screen so you can see it as well. But right now, the answers are acceptable with multiple words and phrases, not just one. So this is the example of with my exams, midterms, I face this problem, how I'm addressing it. So if they say Britain, they're getting the marks. If they say Britain, they get the marks. If they say UK, UK, and so on and so forth. So this was the 2 examples for the short-handed answer type of question. I will now proceed to the essay type of question, and I will demonstrate 3 different versions of the essay type. And at the same time, I want to show you how students can use the Adobe Scan application that the university is suggesting for us to use. Adobe Scan application, when their students are requested to write down their work and then take a picture and send it to us. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. Create a new question, and I'm going to go an essay type of question. Click Add, and this is question B3. So the first type of essay type question is, the first version of it is, if you're having given, I don't know, it's supposed to be elaboration type of questions. I'm just going to demonstrate it with this one. Given x is equal to 3, what is the value of y in x plus y equals 5? And you want them to show your work. So I don't want to be multiple choice. I don't want it to be short answer. I want them to actually show their work, and it's, you know, it's a more complicated equation, more complicated problem. I'm going to give them 5 points for it. So the first way to address that is you are asking them to type their work inside the HTML editor. So you're not allowing them to upload anything, not image, not a file. You want them to type it. So you leave it as it is. HTML editor, require them to enter the text. This is up to you if you want to have as many lines. I'll demonstrate though that will be expanded. And you do not allow attachments. So as it is, just come down, say, yeah, there is no penalty for this. You can see there is no category for us to apply or eliminate penalty because it's an open-ended question. They should be elaborating. We need to go and read it and mark it accordingly. So I'm just going to save changes and let's see it. So it's more right here, question 3. You can see the symbols, the icons signify the type of question. I'm going to go and preview it. All right, let me share into the question so we can analyze what the student will see when they run it. There you go. So first of all, let me point out that this is expandable, right? So I mean, they can drag it down and further increase it. It's on the right-hand side over here. All right, they cannot go up less than 15 lines that we have assigned, which is good. But they can go down if they want to, or as they type, it will go down on its own. Okay, so this is the time when you're asking them to show their works, expecting them to demonstrate how they proceed and found the answer. Let me get this right. Right, so you're requesting for them. There's nothing for the here to upload, even that. This is not an option to upload an image. If they click it, they don't get a button to upload something. No need to worry. So they have to type it. This is the first version of the essay type question. The second version is when you request from them to upload a picture, a screenshot. So let me create a new question. It's again an essay type of question. Let's go Add. This is question 4, B4. And you know, you want provide the flag of Greece. you want them to open Photoshop, create it, and then they have to submit their solution. This is the submission through an image. I repeat, if you don't have that, don't need to use it. So over here, you need to switch that to HTML editor with file picker. That's the option that will allow them to browse and select an image, but you have no attachments. Okay, so attachments are files like Word files, PDF files, any other files. This one will allow also to upload images. Now, do you require the students to enter text, or I'm going to switch it because the second version is optional. If they want, they can add something, but I'm looking for an image. The answer is a screenshot. So I'm going to go all the way and submit it, save changes. And let's see what's the difference between this one and the previous one. So this is before. I'm going to open it up. Let me share the screen once again so you can see what I have in front of me. There you have it. So right now, they can type if they want, but it's optional. What you need to have is over here, insert or edit image. Click on it and say, get this button, browse repositories. We didn't have that button before in P3. So we click on it, there you have it, choose file. I'm assuming that they will do the work first. They're gonna have the screenshot. We use the print screen on the keyboard, or you may use the snipping tool of the computer. So description is not necessary. You need to click that and then save image. That's my submission. All right, so that's my second version of the essay type, a screenshot, no text, an image. And there is a third version, which is the one that is required from students to use the application if they're going to be writing down their work. If the exercise is asking them to create a document, write your work in a document, in a Word document, and then save it, this is also applicable. So let me demonstrate it. Create a new question. Once again, I say, this is my question B5. And once again, I will ask them to solve this equation, this problem. So you don't want them to type it, you want to let them write it down in a piece of paper and then take a screenshot and then submit it. Or if it's in a Word document, they can submit that as well. So I'm going to give them 5 points for it. Let's see. Over here, you need to come up and say HTML editor, you leave that. Require the student to enter text. You switch it to optional because you don't want them to type, you want them to upload. Go ahead and say allow attachment. 1, say attachments are required. So you require 1 attachment. It's good to leave it as optional, but if they want to attach, they can only attach 1. I will explain why optional may be a better option. What may happen, what I have seen that may happen. So I'm going to save changes and let's see what's the difference in the interface for question B5. So let's preview it. Let me share the screen so we can identify the difference between this and the previous 2 versions. All right. So once again, I have that. I cannot upload an image now, but over here, I have this, which allows me to drag and drop my answer there. Okay, so if this is the case where I have asked them to write their work in a document and they're comfortable creating, writing their report in a document, Word document, so all I have to do is pick it up from the desktop and just throw it there. Can see that my answer now is stored. All right, so you can click on it and delete it and re-upload it. The student can do that. So again, once they save it somewhere, they can drag it and drop it there, and it will be uploaded. They may type something if they want, but this is the attachment of a file on this question. Now, if you're going to be asking from them to write it down in a piece of paper, they're allowed to write in a piece of paper, and you want this screenshot to be sent to you. So they have to use the application that EUC suggested to us. And that is the application Adobe Scan. Let me demonstrate how it works. So this is the application right here, Adobe Scan. You can find it on Google Play Store and Apple Store. It's free. It's very good, actually. The students have to do that, but it's good to demonstrate how it works. So once it opens up, right, it's asking from you to, okay, take a picture. You click that button there to take a picture. So they have created their solution. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them to also sign it and add the date. So in case they create it, they take a picture, they don't send it to their friends via Facebook Messenger, you know, email and so ever. And they have to point on it and just take a picture. So easy. So it says that, there you go, you've taken a picture and you can just continue. So if you have a second, you know, set of calculations to do, so they just point at it and take another picture. It's very easy. So you say continue, and the good thing is that it groups them together. I mean, it says two. So once they are ready, if you click that option there, you can see I have a PDF of 2 documents, 2 pages. I don't know if it can be shown very well, probably not. Apologize for that. So the only thing they have to do now is click Save PDF at the top. And that PDF, once it's generated, can be shared by email. All right, so it's preparing the PDF now, and once it's ready, let's give it a couple of seconds. There you go. Click share. Share is right there. And you get the options here. I suggest asking them to share a copy. A copy. So by clicking that, you get the, all right, where do you want me to send it? And I'm suggesting ask them to send them to you via email. All right, so it's let me just type down my email, because if they send it to themselves and then they have to download it and then they upload it for your submission, they could be CCing their friends. So that's why I'm going to ask them to also sign it. So if their friends receive a PDF with their other student's signature. So it's a more work for them to go around that. So we need to more difficult for them so they don't cheat. So I'm going to send it to myself, assuming the instructor, and they don't need to wait. They just need to leave it down and proceed with the next question. So I've sent it. Let's see how much time it will take for this to arrive. It takes a little bit while, and I just had two, pages scanned. So imagine if you have more work to do, and if they don't have a connection, a very good connection. So that's why if you're going to ask them to scan something, tell them to send it to you, and they can proceed with the next question. They don't need to wait for it. So it's uploading and then sending. So once I receive it here, I will know that it's coming in from that student because I have asked them to write their name and sign it. Right, so you see it takes some time. It's not automatically done. So if you're gonna ask them to scan something using the app, my suggestion is don't ask them to send it to themselves and then upload as a submission. That's me. But you may disagree. You may think of another way. Mac users have, better options. Also, Windows users, people that have Google accounts can use their Google Drive, and then they can go to their Google account and download it. But it's a hassle explaining all of that to the students. So what I'm going to do is, if I have that question, I'm going to ask them, send it to me. If it's coming from their email, that means it's their submission, and proceed with the next question. Okay, that's the end of the tutorial for how to create shorthanded questions and essay type questions. Thank you very much.